this is Meredith from vidpromom.com, and I have been playing around with Filmora's brand new updates. And let me tell you something, this is some pretty slick video editing software, especially for GoPro users. Filmora recently launched the 8.0 version of their video editing software, which is available for Mac and PC, and I teamed up with Wondershare to bring you this review of their new features. So the two main improvements to the software in Filmora's latest update is the addition of two really cool tools. One of them is called the Action Cam tool. The other one is called Instant Cutter. And as you can imagine, the Action Cam tool is designed for footage shot on an action camera like a GoPro. And the Instant Cutter is designed for any kind of footage, but it's really helpful for your GoPro videos as well. So I played around with these two brand new features with some of my GoPro footage, so I want to show you how they work because they're really pretty cool. Let's hop on my computer and take a look at these new features. So I have Filmora started up here on my Mac, and this little welcome screen is pretty similar to what they had here before, but you have these two extra options down here. You have the Action Cam tool and the Instant Cutter. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up that Action Cam tool, and what this does is it opens up a whole new window. It's like a whole separate program here, and this allows us to fix our footage in many different ways. I'm going to show you before we start editing the clips. So I'm going to import a clip here. So we're in a coffee shop here. And so first thing, let's look at the lens correction. So what the lens correction tool does is helps to remove or lessen the effect of that wide angle lens that the GoPro has. And so we're kind of trying to get rid of the distortion of that wide angle. So that's what this lens correction is for. So if you just check that little box, and then it's going to ask you to select a profile. So choose the camera that you were using when you shot this footage. So this footage you see here was shot on a GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black. So this Hero 3 covers the 3 and the 3 Plus. So obviously you would just choose the one that that you shot your footage on. So I'm going to choose Hero 3, and then I need to select my resolution. And usually I shoot in 1080p medium. So if I hit that, you can sort of see down here where this line here should be straight, but it's curved because of the fisheye. This one is curved because of the fisheye also. So if I turn this back on again, it kind of straightens out a little bit. If I come to narrow or wide, so if you're not sure, you know, what your resolution was and what your field of view was, you can play with these and see if these effects help at all for you. And then you can also use this adjustment level here to kind of make further adjustments. So this is okay. Personally, I don't mind the fisheye effect too much. So I don't usually worry about it a whole lot, but this looks fine to me. And then if we wanted to stabilize, so let's take a look at whether this is shaky. So it is a little shaky. I'm just holding it in my hand. So if I hit stabilization, it zooms in a lot, because what happens when you're stabilizing is it's giving your image area some space to move around, and kind of adds a little bit of a shock absorbing effect. So that's why it kind of zooms in on everything here. So but let's take a look. It is a little bit smoother, but it wasn't all that bad to begin with, so I'm not too worried about it. And then there is this denoise option. Let's listen to the noise. There's a lot of background noise. Plus she's talking. Let's hit this denoise and see what happens. So it's at level 0. It kind of makes things just sound weird. So that, I don't know in what situation that denoise would be helpful, maybe outside with wind or something. But for this indoor situation, I don't think I would use that denoise effect because it just makes everything sound weird. And so, yeah, we have our lens correction, we have our stabilization. We can come over here to speed and let's hit add speed mark. So it's taking a little section of our clip here. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's take a little section of our clip, and then I can hit that little check mark so that it knows I want to apply some speed corrections to this. Let's say I want to speed it up. So I'm going to bring it up to 20, and let's see what happens. This is normal speed. And now we're speeding up. It's a little jumpy. Usually my computer, it has a hard time shooting my screencast tutorials while it's playing a video. So it's a little bit jumpy here, but that's fine. It's not because of the program. It's just because of my computer. So that's kind of a cool way. So normally, if you wanted to take the middle section of a clip and speed it up or slow it down, you would have to split the clip, right, into 3 sections. You'd have to make 2 cuts so that you have 3 sections, and then take that one section and apply your speed adjustment to that one section. So this is a kind of a cool feature here because you don't have to do that. You can just take this little window and speed it up or slow it down. And then there's a replay option, so that, let's see what happens with the replay. Okay, so I think what's happening there is it's going to play it twice. So obviously this clip is not exciting enough to have a section that needs to be played twice. But if you were, if you had something really cool happening, then you can choose a little section to get played twice, and then you can change the number of times that you want it to play. So that's really cool, replay function there. And you can do it in reverse if you want to. So that's really cool. That's a really, really cool option. It makes, changing the speed, slowing things down or speeding things up, or having a section of a clip replay isn't, this huge groundbreaking thing. Most video editors can do that. But this function in Filmora just makes it quicker and easier, just totally quicker and easier. So this freeze frame functionality here, we can play with that a little bit. I'm just going to add a freeze frame right here to this section. It adds it at 1 second. I can't get it to change to less than or more than 1 second. But basically what it does is just makes a little, sort of like a little pause in your video there for you. So that is the deal with a freeze frame. If I just select that, hit the trash bin, then it will delete the freeze frame. So we did the fix function, we did the speed function. Now we can come over to color. We're gonna see what we can do with our colors. Now this was shot in linear field of view, so I don't need to do anything to the lens correction. So we are, just in case you're wondering, we're at the top of an Olympic ski jump right here, looking out over the Adirondack Mountains, just in case you were wondering where we were. So I'm not going to adjust anything here. I'm not going to adjust the speed. Let's look at the color. Let me find a good spot. There's actually the colors here in my kids' coats and hats are pretty saturated. But you can just make really easy brightness adjustments, contrast adjustments. There isn't really anything here that I'd really want to do. You can bring it down, bring your saturation down. You have a black and white image. Temperature, so you could kind of warm it up a little bit if you wanted to. And then you have a vignette option, which puts a little black kind of, black shadow kind of around the edges. And then we have this option here for some LUTs. So these are just sort of like predetermined or preset color profiles basically. So I'm not going to use any of these, but you certainly could if you wanted to. So I'm just going to hit none there. So when you have everything all set and you've made all of your adjustments, your lens corrections, your color corrections and all that stuff, you would just hit export here and name it whatever you need to name it. And it's basically, let's put this on our desktop. It's basically going to spit out this the same clip, but with your adjustments. So this is a really, really quick way to make some pretty basic adjustments to your clips before you start actually editing a video together. So let's take a look at this instant cutter functionality. Like the action cam tool, this opens up a whole new window. And this works very similar to, if you're familiar with GoPro Studio, it's kind of similar to that. So what you want to do is you want to import a clip, and it's going to give us our timeline down here. And we have these in and out points. So let's say you have one long clip and there's only a few little sections or a few moments in that long clip that you want to keep for your final video. So typically in a video editor, you'd go through and you would make a cut and then another cut, and you get rid of what you wanted to get rid of. With this new instant cutter with Filmora, basically what you do is you select what you want to keep. So let's just say I want to keep this section here. Okay. And then if I hit add segment, then I have that segment, just that little segment there in between my in and end points. And it gives me another section to create from that same clip. So let's say I come over here. I want to keep this part, and she's going to step off, right? So let's say we want to keep this. So I'm going to hit add segment. And then maybe right here, and then we'll cut it off here, I don't know. And then we're good to go. So we have this segment, and this segment. So instead of cutting our long clip up in a timeline, we're just going to export these individual segments. So if I come over here to merge, and then, so if I hit export, it's going to ask me where. I'm going to choose my desktop, and I'm going to actually say, I'm going to say do nothing. I'm going to hit OK. And it opened up these individual segments. They're very short segments because this was a short clip to begin with. So we have that one clip broken up into our individual segments. So that speeds up on editing time for sure. So let's hit this merge, because let's see, we're going to open a file. We should be able to open more than one file. And if I have all three of these selected here, I can just hit export and tell it where I want it to save and what I want it to be called. And it's going to take those three clips and merge them into one clip. So basically, you could use these two brand new functions from Filmora, the action cam tool and this instant cutter, to do some really, really quick, fun, easy videos without even going to the timeline, without even having to monkey with the timeline at all. Of course, you can bring all of everything that you edited and exported with these two new tools, bring those into Filmora, into the timeline, add effects and titles and all of that stuff. But if you just had 5 clips or 10 clips or something from, that were on your camera, and you just needed them to be trimmed a little bit and then made into one video, This tool here, the Instant Cutter, is a really quick and easy way to do that. This is really cool, you guys. So the lens correction tool is something that we don't see with every single video editor out there. So I love that Filmora has kind of adopted the GoPro enthusiast community and given them a tool that's going to be really, really useful. And I also love the speed adjustments feature inside of that action cam tool. I think that's a really great addition because it cuts down on some of the time that it takes to cut up your clips and trim and split and all that stuff and make those adjustments. You just kind of do it so quick and easy with that tool. It's great. And the Instant Cutter is really fast and easy too. I love video editing and I actually really like working in a timeline, but I also really kind of love the idea of having a bunch of clips that you just want to make some quick adjustments to, some quick trimming and splitting, and just merge them together. And you can do that with that Instant Cutter tool so quick and easy. I love that. Good job, Wondershare. High five. So like I said, Filmora is available for Mac and PC, and it's about $60. You can purchase it directly on their website, which I'll link to below. And if you're totally new to editing GoPro videos with Filmora, be sure to check out my getting started video from a while back. I'll link to that below as well. If this video was helpful for you, give it a big thumbs up if you would, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some more Filmora tutorials from me here on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe too. Take care.